on research and development. And we've seen this play out in other economies when state capital, or money, dominates. So their innovation and creativity slows down because then the safest thing to do is to play politics instead of make a better product, right? Like, why take the chance and compete with Apple and make a better iPhone when you can just instead spend the money to cultivate a better relationship with that politician that could give you that government handout? Now, I realize that's sort of how it works today as well, but now we have a precedent. Now this is happening, right? The government's now buying these companies, so now the stage is set for this to happen more. So another risk is that money might actually move away from good, efficient companies towards those that have government favoritism. Over time, it weakens the economy. We've seen that happen in China. There, the government owns big stakes in what it calls strategic industries: finance, energy, tech, manufacturing. But instead of having a competitive market that's driven by a free economy, it instead creates what economists call rent-seeking behavior, which is when companies exist just to stay in favor with the state rather than its customers. So what ends up happening then is, on one side, politically connected companies, they get all the cheap loans, all the tax breaks, and all the subsidies, right? And on the other hand, the independent companies, even the good creative ones, have a really hard time with money and approval, so they can't really compete. Over time, that favoritism leads to weaker creativity, wasted money, slower growth, less risk-taking, etc. Right? That's why some economists say China's biggest weakness is not its debt or demographics, it's their parent state, the dependency of it. So if the US starts doing the same thing, that risks building an economy where political access becomes more important than creativity. So that then brings me to the real question, which is, why is the US buying the stock market right now? It's because this is the fight for the control of the future. And this is happening at a time when China's economy is slowing down. Russia is separating itself from the West. And the US is looking at the most